Welcome back, comic book collectors and enthusiasts. My name is Brandon, and you're watching M.O.N.Comics. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Happy Friday. Made it through another week. I'd like to start this week's show by sending a very special thanks to 4 creators that came on my first live stream last Friday. Mike from M.O.N.Comics, Brian, aka Big B McFly, the comic book guy, Gavin from M.O.N.Comics, and Ricky from All Sorts of Words. We had a really great time. It was my first live stream. I just tried to do a good job, make sure everyone had fun. They brought some cool books to show, some cool comic books, some cool regular books, and I learned some stuff, and that's a lot of fun within the comic world. You're constantly learning. So thanks to you guys for stopping in and being my first guests on M.O.N.Comics Big 5 Live. I look forward to next month when I get 4 new content creators and bring them on to show off some more books. So, I don't know, maybe a month ago, I was on a stream with someone else, as usually happens in the comic book world. People invite you on, you create streams, invite people on. I can't remember exactly who I was on with, but if you've been watching my channel for some time, you know I'm a big fan of Werewolf by Night and ManThing. And if you've been watching my channel for an even longer time, you probably know I'm kind of obsessed with the Werewolf by Night Disney Plus special. I thought it was a very cool noir piece. I just thought it was a great buddy piece with ManThing and Werewolf by Night. I just love everything about it. So I was talking about it on the stream, and someone in the chat fires up and says, my cousin played Azrael in Werewolf by Night. If you're not familiar with what that character looks like, I'll put a little screenshot of that person up here. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, small world, you know, like you never know who you're talking to. And I adored all the characters from that show. And I love movies or shows where there's, there's characters, give me a bunch of different hunters that are being brought together for this one purpose. I really dig that style. So I took a shot, found him on Instagram, reached out. His name's Michael. Michael is a YouTuber as well. He is the host of Angry Otter Comics, which I'll put right here. He has a fantastic collection, and I love watching his content. So definitely go check him out, give him a sub, see what he's bringing to the table. But I reached out and I said, I got to shoot my shot. Is it possible I could pay your cousin for a autograph picture? Anything? Like I'm cool with it. And he's like, I'll just ask her, man. Like I have no problem asking her. I appreciate it. We're good people. And I was like, I can tell. So he shot her a message. Within a couple days, he asked for my address, and I waited a couple weeks, and I got this package in the mail, and I knew right away what it was. So his cousin's name is Eugenie Bondurant, and she gave me this beautiful handwritten note. This was just like, when I opened it and saw this, it says, "Hi, Brandon. Hope this finds you well. Michael asked me to send you this. So glad you enjoyed Werewolf by Night. Best, Eugenie," quotations, Azrael. She has been in Hunger Games. She was Tigress in Hunger Games. She was in The Conjuring as well. I'm not sure which character. But she's just a really great actor and a nice person. And I can't tell her. I hope she watches this. Michael, pass this along if you can, because this has just become a really big highlight of my collection. People don't have to take time out to do this, to autograph a beautiful black and white picture. So there's her character right there. Elsa Bloodstone gets pretty brutal on her at the end of the show. Spoilers. But this was just first of all, for Michael to reach out to his cousin and ask if she could take time. And when we get older, our biggest commodity becomes time, especially with work and kids and such. So doing this, for Michael to reach out to his cousin and for his cousin to send me this picture just means the world to me, and I'm just thrilled to own this now. And I'm wondering if I can try to go to some cons or find ways for some other actors that are in this shot to sign it. But Eugenie, if you end up watching this, thank you. You have a fan for life. I'm going to check out all your work and support you in whatever you do. Really appreciate you sending this off to me. And Michael, thank you for making this happen. You're a class act, and this is just like really cool. I didn't ever think I'd have something like this. So another piece of Werewolf by Night history. Now I've got a comic signed by the practical actor from that movie, and now I've got another character signed. So I'm going to see what else I can dig up. But now that I have shown off that is like my favorite piece I've gotten all year. It's on to the M.O.N. Comic Mighty 5. All right, for this week's Mon-Comic Mighty 5, I put some really cool books together that I got through the mail in the past few weeks, month. I can't remember. I just have stuff coming in so I can make content and so I can read books and stuff that I really want to acquire. But this first one, I've seen a few content creators show it off, and I thought it was really cool because I didn't know it existed until they talked about it. But it is Heroes for Hope, starring the X-Men from 1985. This was, I bought this from Comic Fanatic 86 on Instagram. Again, as I've been searching and buying from people over the past year and a half to get the idea and the basis for this channel going, I found him to be a great, reliable seller. Very fair prices. He'll list $5 books, $10 books, then he'll have each book individually priced if it's worth more. Packages very well, ships very quickly, great communication. Go check out his Instagram for sure. I'll put his handle down here. I'll leave it in the description. But just has a great mix of some modern, Bronze Age, silver, just some cool stuff to shop with. So this was designed to raise awareness about hunger in Africa, of course, with all proceeds going to the American Friends Service Committee. There was over like 105 writers, pencilers, inkers, letterers, colorists, from both within the comic book community and also prolific writers such as Stephen King and George R.R. Martin. So each couple pages is featuring different people working on this. And I've just wanted to get this. I haven't had a chance to read it, but I'm very excited. And I'm told from both friends and content creators that it's very obvious to see the stylistic changes throughout the pages. I mean, I just love this cover anyways. Give me Wolverine on the front. And it's rare, it's rare to see Wolverine running on the front without the adamantium claws out. He's just got his fists up, but you can see the holes where they come out. So very cool. First pickup, Heroes for Hope, X-Men #1, 1985. This next book I got in a trade with the wonderful Mr. Akins of What's on the Comic Rack. He's become a pretty good friend. I did a live stream with him and the Colossus Collector last night. I'll put the link down here so you can, in the description, so you can go check that out. But Mr. Akins and I have done some trading back and forth. And I sent him, I had some Iron Man, that I'm not as, I loved having them, but I'm just not as big a fan as he is. So I thought he should have them. And he did have some Werewolf by Night, which I really wanted. So this is Werewolf by Night 13 from 1974, written by Marv Wolfman and cover and art by Mike Plug, of course, who did the Werewolf by Night run. In this story, it's a good one. It's the first appearance of Topaz. She doesn't even know her really where she's from to begin with, and he forces Topaz to fight Werewolf by Night, but throughout the story she stops fighting him and later becomes Werewolf by Night's lover. So this is the first appearance of Topaz. This is a key. I just love giving monsters, of course. Again, I'm just a big fan of them in any way, shape, or form, and to have Werewolf by Night fighting Taboo on this cover is just awesome. Very good condition. Mr. Akins packs, ships well, just a great guy. So thanks again, Mr. Akins. I really appreciate this. Werewolf by Night number 13, another monster book. This next book, particularly cool, going into DC with Adventure Comics 295 from 1962. The reason I picked this up, there's something very cool about this. It was written by Bill Finger. Bill Finger, if you're not aware, was finally credited with being co-creator of Batman with Bob Kane. He was kind of just, he wasn't credited for years. And there was a big campaign from his daughter and some other people. I think Mark Tyler Nobleman had a huge campaign to get him credited for the work he did. So this story is written by him, cover art by Kurt Swan and John Forte, and it's the first cameo appearance of Bizarro El Cal instead of Kal-El, and Bizarro Titano. And it's just really hard to make Superman or Superboy or Lois look goofy on a cover, but they did a good job with it. The Bizarro stuff is just really interesting to me, even the way it's written. I do have a Titano book behind me too. Again, I was a big fan of King Kong as a kid, so any books that remind me of that, it's obviously DC was taking some artistic creativity from that. So any chance I can add a cool DC book with a background with a writer such as Bill Finger, I'm going to do it. So Adventure Comics 295, awesome book. Fantastic Four spot. Yes, I've knocked another one off. As of, well, I will have gotten the book yesterday because this video will drop Friday, but I'm up to 40 out of the 102 that I want. It's going to keep getting tougher. But this is Fantastic Four 81, another book I got from Shrinkies on Whatnot, another great seller. They're one of my go-tos on Whatnot. This is, of course, Jack Kirby and Stan Lee from 1968. So in this episode, I love this pink cover, and I've talked about how Fantastic Four, there's some other covers where it's a lot of green and the Thing is highlighted in here. But Crystal of the Inhumans joins the Fantastic Four. They're down a member because Sue Storm is on maternity leave. And they end up fighting the Wizard at the Baxter Building in this one. So, again, anytime I can pick up any of the ones I need for my run, $20 or under $20, I just really am putting a lot of stock in that these books aren't going to stay that cheap for that long. So, Fantastic Four 81. I did a family photo of all of them on my table. It didn't look great because I had to be so high up. I don't want to put them on my floor. Maybe I'll lay a blanket down and do it, but it was really fun to see what I have of the run so far. So Fantastic Four 81, another one scratched off. The last book is an important one. I won this off a Facebook auction that was going down. It started on a Thursday, and it was ending at Saturday at 11. And that Saturday, I was so tired. I just had a long week between work and the kids and everything I had to do. So I didn't know if I was going to be able to win this book. So I literally went to bed at 8:30 and set an alarm for 10 of 11 because it ended at 11 o'clock. And I put in there was no way I was going to win this low bid, and I actually ended up winning it. What book am I talking about? Adventure into Fear number 10. This is a big one. Okay, so Man-Thing, first appearance, Savage Tales number 1, 1971, which is a magazine format, so it's not really a comic. First comic appearance, Astonishing Tales number 12. He's in there with Kazar. Astonishing Tales 13, he makes his first cover appearance. I was talking with Bigby McFly the other night. I'm not really a huge fan of that art on there. Not to knock any artist, it's just not my flavor. This is his first appearance as a first 10-page feature. So this was written by Jerry Conway, and the cover is done by the great Gil Kane, and it is from 1972. And I just really, this was one, they're really pretty expensive on eBay as far as compared to what I got it for. I paid $35 for this copy. eBay, and this is in really good shape. I would say VF for sure. I'm not going to grade it. I'm just going to keep it with my run. But I just wasn't going to pull the trigger on eBay ones. I was just trying to find it cheaper, or see if I could find it cheaper. And I did. I couldn't believe no one else wanted to get in on this. But really, I've always loved this cover of Man-Thing carrying a small child, and people are shooting at him, and the bullets are going through him. Gil Kane really does a good job with Man-Thing. So was really happy to pick up Adventure into Fear number 10. All right, a little bit of a quicker video this week. If you're new to my channel, if you're just watching this and you like what you see, and you've watched some other videos and you like what you see, please consider subscribing and liking. It helps me go far in gaining more subscribers. I'm 2 subscribers away from 600, which is just mind-blowing. I want to set a goal to try to get 1,000 by the new year. I don't think that is unreasonable, because I would really like to do a huge giveaway. I've got some stuff set aside that I'd like another collector to have. So if I can get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, when we get 2024, to celebrate, I'll do an awesome giveaway. But thanks again to all the content creators that were on my live stream last week. You're all just wonderful friends and humans. And thanks to everyone for the love and support. I really appreciate everyone. So I hope everyone has a great weekend. I got another great hunt coming up in a few weeks. The Madison Belkville Fall Antique Show is there. I took one vacation day off from work so I could scour the place. And my wife, Mrs. M.O.N.Comics, is coming with me. So we're going to go on an adventure, get a babysitter, and just go antique hunting. So have a great weekend, be safe, and keep reading those comics.